I won 112,000 today.
Don't want to die. Death is a constant reminder here.
Where people we kill, we advance.
You ain't supposed to be alive.
Stealing, shooting people, doing whatever I had to do.
We had to make a living.
I want him dead. I want his family dead.
I know how to grind. I started from the bottom.
Never rat on your friends.
Race to rackets.
It's rough on a black man.
Hold up, we're gonna blow this whole...
In the mid-'80s, early '90s, out-of-towners were looking to expand. Most hustlers shot for D.C., but the only problem was D.C. was the murder capital at the time. Locals looking for any excuse to reach for their weapons and bloodthirsty teenagers running around the city. It didn't matter where you was from or what you stood on. You had to play by their rules. Here's a fun fact for y'all. D.C., the NBA owner of the Washington Bullets decided to change the name since at the time Washington, D.C. was a violent city and wanted to change the team to a name that's more energetic, fun, and not associated with violence. That's when they became the Wizards. Welcome to Members Only. If you're not subscribed, subscribe now. Hit the likes at the door, hit the comments. All right, let's get it. See, a lot of people love to talk about New Yorkers that came to D.C., but rarely talk about Philly. Yes, D.C. had a Philly connection for a long time. You had some Baltimore, but of course it's right there. Now you had players from all over, just like every other city. Everywhere you go, you're going to have out-of-towners getting money. Now, that doesn't mean it's sweet. If they don't want you there, trust me, but the out-of-towners were getting money. The locals were benefiting for sure. There wasn't any, takeovers and all that stuff you see in the movies. Now, 10 times out of 10, they knew somebody out there, whether they name hold weight or not. Alpo warned out-of-towners about D.C. and was quick to tell people, listen, this ain't for you. You ain't ready for this yet. Alpo told Edwin Bazzario, don't come to D.C. with a bunch of New Yorkers thinking you're going to take over. Now, Edwin was just one of the people that didn't last very long. They got him right out of there with no hesitation. See, no one was safe, not even the locals. Now, they looked at Alpo as food. Shorty Pop first thoughts was to rob Alpo when he first met. Jawbreaker and them, they attempted to snatch up Alpo, and Alpo got hit up. Luckily, he survived that time, but he wasn't even safe out there himself, just like I said. You wasn't going to get the instant gratification without putting in the work. No matter how much money you had, how much bricks you had, you still wasn't safe. You wasn't going to become the man overnight. Now, in this game, you either a great earner or a hitter. You're lucky if you get both. If you're a great earner, then you have no business picking up a gun. That's just my opinion. Majority of the well-known hitters wasn't really good with money. For example, you had Wayne Perry, and then you had 50 Cent out of New York. Now, they found it easier just to take from other people. Domencio big homie was making moves, and he was already established out in D.C. When he passed, he left the rock. Domencio grabbed it, and the ball was in his court. His OG gave him enough game and enough resources to be able to move from New York to D.C., rubbing shoulders with a lot of players. Now, and a lot of men was hungry and came from nothing, watching all the fly vehicles ride up and down the street. Guys rocking around with all types of gold on, seeing men with the flyest chicks. To keep it 100, it mostly starts with a guy getting turned down by a fly chick or they crush, seeing her leave with the dope boy. That causes a lot of youngins to be willing to do anything to touch some paper. If you have to take a life, then so be it. 15-year-old Sean Brandt stumbles across notorious stick-up kid Herman Epps, sticking up two out-of-towners with their pants below their ankles. One of the two was Domencio. Sean interfered and tells Epps that both men was with him, claiming them as his peoples. Epps knew Sean was lying, but Sean had a reputation that Epps respected. He told Sean he'll give them a one-time pass on the strength of him. A stick-up kid turning away from a lick has to be the hardest thing. That's like a hungry lion searching for food all day, and when he finally catches dinner, he have to let it go. Herman Epps put in work just like Branch. They came from the same line of work. Sean's intentions was to get his hands on some of the product Domencio was pitching. He was amazed by the size of the rocks no one else had in Montana. Domencio owed him a favor. Domencio saw the respect Branch had. If you could get a savage with 2 pistols to chill, that pretty much says a lot. Now, wait, that doesn't mean Domencio is sweet. That could happen to anyone. The smartest thing you could do is to come up off of whatever you got in a robbery. Anything could be replaced except for 2 things, and that's time and your life. But after that, Domencio put Sean under his wing and introduced him to some other well-known players. Domencio would also have Sean in New York in some well-known spots such as the Rooftop. Domencio would get his nickname Montana, named after Montana Terrace in DC. Unfortunately, Domencio Benson and Herman Epps aren't here with us today to tell the story. Alpo will be the last person to ever shake Domencio's hand. Domencio was taken out on Alpo's order during a handshake between the two. Everyone thought the beef was squashed between the two. No one saw it coming. Moving forward, Sean Branch would warn others about Alpo, and one of the men was Wayne Perry, which he ended up getting a death penalty after Alpo sold him out to the law enforcement. Now, Sean Branch still alive today. You know, he looks like he's doing good for himself. He's a free man now. He did his time. He came home. One of the very few to survive the game. It's like this man lived in the courtroom, just in and out of courtroom all his life. But, you know, being in that field could be dangerous, man. And it was hard to survive that, man. But that's all I got for now. Don't forget to get the likes up, hit the comments, subscribe if you're new. All viewers have a great night. Thanks for watching.